Hey guys. So, hopefully you can hear me okay. Just getting this set up. So this is my new apartment. I am now in New York. I was in Florida for a good while, about a year and a half on and off. But I am back in New York, as it were, and happy I'm here. Content I'm here. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do as an adult, and I guess who doesn't. But I finally got it figured out to the degree that I know I want to write. I want to be um, a scholar in some degree. I got my master's already from Goddard College in it's an interdisciplinary studies program. It's called the concentration was consciousness studies, but it's really a kind of a really as I was told recently to describe it, an open-minded philosophy of mind, and I think that's a very good description for it. I really valued that experience. I learned a lot, but I definitely want to get back into school. And the reason why I'm making this video is just to sort of engage with the whoever is still on with the YouTube community, and um, I've been talking with a couple of old YouTube bloggers or vloggers, and there's just been a kind of momentum to kind of get back on here and start having conversations like we used to. And I really did love those conversations. For me, I did the bulk of my YouTube vlogging in undergrad when I was learning all this stuff, and I was enthusiastic about things. And I kind of look at my old videos now, and I'm like, oh, why am I talking? Why did I say this? I've been tempted to take the old videos down. I know they're not that bad, but it's kind of, I look at it as kind of silly now. Not vlogging itself, but the content of my vlogging. But then I think, when I'm like 80 years old, what kind of experience will I have, like, looking back at these old videos, including this one, and just thinking about, my life and that frozen moment in time that's able to replay over and over and over again. And it kind of just made me start to think too about the whole like vlogging experience in our digital age and recording all of this data. There have been a lot of critiques of digital media as being kind of transient and impermanent, and if there's ever some kind of accident, that we'll lose all of this data and we won't, have any of this anymore. But I think an equally important thing to consider is the possibility that, we our grandchildren and our great great grandchildren might look at these videos of us in our time period, our daily vlogs, our our car rides, and our going to the grocers and going shopping with these vlogs, and having conversations with our girlfriends and boyfriends, and going to the everyday experiences that we're now capturing through this media. They're going to have an end to all of that in a way that we don't to our ancestors. So what will it be like to see a 200-year-old vlog in the future of your great-great-great-great-grandfather? My great-great-great-grandchildren might be looking at this video just to kind of get a window into time. And maybe they won't be fascinated by these videos. Maybe these will be videos they took for granted, and they just, devoured the moment that they learned that they could do this stuff as a young child. Maybe they'll just sift through all of their generations of families' histories and video blogs and Facebook posts. And I don't know, there would have to be some kind of way to meaningfully sift through everything. But as far as a timeline of videos, I think it's relatively simple. You just go back and back and back. And my videos go back at least until the second year of undergrad college, so it's just a sophomore. So I don't know, just a weird way to kind of contemplate time, and a weird way to kind of contemplate our place in history as these people who are narcissistically putting themselves out there, which I think is a fair critique. But on the other hand, we're creating a experience that we don't get to have, even through all of this, live blogging and vlogging and tweeting, and that is the experience of having ancestry that who are up on here, who you don't just see an old black and white photo. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm I don't have my iMac isn't the recording software is a little weird, and I figure I just go with something that I knew, which is uh, the iPhone recorder, which is always good anyway. It's much easier to record for me with this, but yeah, I mean, we had black and white photos, perhaps an old VHS tape that we've never put over and poured into the computer. Um, we have those kinds of recordings. We have the face to face conversations with the relatives and ancestors who are still alive, like our grandparents, and if we're lucky, great grandparents, our uncles, our aunts. But can you imagine seeing like the day to day experiences of your grandmother, um, perfectly preserved? Like uh, I don't know. And sure, it's a lot of it's mundane, but I don't know. I just find it to be really, really fascinating, and I think our sense of who our ancestors were and who the dead are going to really, really be different. And in a way, maybe similar to the way, in a kind of technological fashion, that our great ancestors, a long time ago, before civilization, were able to, or at least um, kept the dead in their recollection on a day to day basis, and used and had them as a part of conversations and decision makings. Of course, in indigenous cultures, and in oh goodness, in civilizations like Catalhuyuk, where they buried their dead within the home underneath the sleeping arrangement. So can you imagine that, going to your bedroom and knowing that your grandmother and great grandmother and great grandfather are all buried underneath you? Can you imagine that? Different type of experience, obviously, than what I'm saying here about having, um, YouTube data, video blogging data, tweets and pictures, blog posts, audio and video recordings. But in a certain sense, we're creating a kind of amalgamation of ourselves, a kind of data bed of echoes, of phantasms of ourselves, that future generations, if we don't lose this data, will be able to play and have as a part of their lives. And maybe we'll reach and we'll contact future generations in a way that in a way that we contact each other now, in a way that sometimes a YouTube video will reach out and it will resonate, and somebody will really appreciate the message halfway across the globe, and it affects that person in I think a genuine way. And maybe the experience isn't as reciprocal, because we can't all be making vlogs, and usually the way to respond to a vlog is like a comment, or a response vlog if you have time. They may not be able to do that, but just think about the efficacy of the past in a time where time is not as linear anymore, where the past isn't necessarily going to go away after this generation has gone away. I just find that to be such an interesting meditation. And if we're lucky enough to keep this kind of technology going, who knows, what kind of experiences we'll have in the future, even as older folks ourselves, looking at our own histories and our own living phantasms that just play over and over again, like we're all movie stars in a way, and all of this stuff is just gonna keep playing and playing, just like the classic movies keep playing and playing, and Humphrey Bogart's voice can fill a room again, and his image can be in the room again, even though he's not here anymore, or John Wayne, or just any of the classic older cinema, or the voices of the dead and of the radio generation, how those kind of echo. But more so now with these videos and these vlogs, and the kind of mundanity that they have is actually, I think, a testament to that. I don't know about you, but I could watch vlogs like this one, where there's just someone speaking and talking and having conversation and reflecting on life. I find those kind of videos very soothing and very, in a way, intimate, in a way thoughtful. That, louder, noisier, more fun, more crafted videos, which are great, and I watch them all the time, but they don't have the same kind of effect as these kinds of vlogs do. So I figured, yeah, it would just open up. I would come back to YouTube, as I mentioned, or did I mention that in this take, that a lot of my friends have been talking about getting back onto YouTube and having these discussions again, and not only the interest for the future, but just you know, the quality of the videos, the kinds of conversations that can take place on here, I think are valuable to culture, and we can reach each other this way, and we can have good conversations this way. So thanks for listening to my little vlog rant about the future and about vlogging itself and the implications of vlogging. And I hope to be doing more videos soon and more regularly. I have a couple of book reviews that I would like to do, and yeah, just future reflections about life, about technology, about culture, all of that jazz. So yeah, thanks for listening, and please subscribe if you haven't. I haven't done this spiel yet, but subscribe, like, comment, share if you liked it that much, and yeah, definitely keep in touch. I would love to hear your thoughts and your responses back, because that's the whole point of this thing. Anyway, catch you later.